Hey there, YouTube. How's your weekend been? I feel like it is actually fall now, or just getting a little bit of taste of it anyhow. We woke up to 48 degrees this morning, and I think we're going to be about 47 or 48 tonight. So finally, fall is even in the air in the deep south, although we will have more warm temperatures before it's all said and done. But anyhow, I thought about today I'd talk about being able to eat whenever hungry on a plant-based diet. One of the things I've really enjoyed about eating like this over 11 years is the fact that I don't ever have to be hungry. I've literally never had to sit there and go, I'm hungry, but I shouldn't eat this because of weight or anything else. This is something that, especially for me, I just feel like I've been just able to eat and eat and eat and eat. And there's reasons for that. It's not just I'm just eating anything in my path that's plant-based. But I'll get to that in a little bit. But also, too, when you say eating whenever possible, I know somebody's going to say everybody's different. We all say that. I've said that from time to time in the past, and I still believe it to a certain extent. But just how different are we? Are we really all that different? If you find a bear in the woods, are all these bears individual on exactly how they can eat? No, so I think we get caught up in a lot of head stuff when we, talk like that in certain ways. And a lot of times it just comes from a misunderstanding of what someone should be eating. Another thing, too, when I talk about these videos, I should always put in perspective that you're probably never going to do anything a lot like me because I don't have to factor in other people. There's a lot of things I don't have to factor in that most people out there do. I don't have family in the house. I don't have a spouse. I don't have kids. I don't have this and that. So I'm not coordinating my meals or having to interact with other people on the food part. And I'll kind of talk about two different things. Yes, I can eat all that I want all the time. And the reason that I can generally eat whenever I want and not worry about amounts and this and that is because of the type of things I eat, because I choose not to eat a lot of processed food. I choose not to eat high fat. I hear people all the time talking about they'll say, well, I can't do this or this doesn't work, this and that. And a lot of times it's people I'll follow or I know their story or they've made enough comments or said enough things. And I'm like, well, no, you're eating too much fat and you're eating a lot of processed and you're doing this, and this. That's one reason I went very high raw from the beginning, and that's the reason that I always stress a whole food plant-based diet. Now, I'm not the person. I'm not going to be the one out here that's preaching against the Beyond Burgers and the fake meats and all that kind of stuff. They're a wonderful bridge, for people to get, kind of a sense that are eating a standard American diet. They're good for people that are transitioning, and they're okay. I'm not one of these never people. I'm not a fanatic just because I eat like I eat 98% of the time. I went to Pensacola this week, had a big plate of macaroni and cheese at my favorite vegan restaurant. Now, that is nothing I would ever eat on a regular basis, but I enjoy it. But I also know that I can't sit and eat that kind of stuff all day, every day. So a lot of people are just not factoring in when they have weight issues or digestive issues. They're just kind of like, well, I eat a plant-based diet, that's it. Anything plant-based is okay. Now, on the other hand, one little phrase I've said many times in videos, I don't think I've said it in a while, the cleaner you eat, the more you can eat. That's why in the mornings, I can have a big smoothie, bananas and blueberries. I'll have 6-7 bananas in there and a couple of cups of blueberries. I don't know, by the time I've made it, that's probably, I make 900 calorie smoothies, but I still always have to make sure that I'm eating. I can't ever skip a meal, and sometimes I'm just not hungry. I wouldn't never just say I'm going to skip this meal, but sometimes I'm not hungry, but I can't do that. Because if I do, my weight drops. My weight drops crazy. So another thing too, some people say a lot of times, there's a lot of people that advocate this eating according to your appetite, or only eating when you're hungry and only eating when that appetite hits. Let me tell you something. For me, personally, just for me, I can't speak for anybody else. If I only ate according to my appetite, I'd look like I consumed meth on a regular basis, because and that could be an age thing. I'm 59, I think for most people, as we get older, our appetite just naturally kind of gets a little bit lower. But if I just literally went by my appetite, I'd be way underweight because I just don't need food all the time. There's a lot of times I'll have had a meal, maybe I've had a kind of a late lunch or late midday meal, or whatever I want to call it, and say I eat at 2 or 2:30. I know I need to eat again. I know I need those calories. I know I need that nutrition later in the day, late afternoon. But I really just don't feel like it. But I will do it. And I'm not talking about, I'm not stuffing myself. It's not like, I'm just like absolutely full and I'm, just stuffing food down my throat. But it's just like, I could go, there's a lot of times where I'm just like, you know what, it's a nice afternoon. I think I'll just make a cup of chamomile tea and sit out on the porch. I would be fine with that. My weight wouldn't be fine with that, but also my nutritional needs wouldn't be fine with that, because if I'm not eating, at least 3 substantial, sometimes 4, I don't know what my meals are. I don't know what differentiates lunch, breakfast, dinner. I just kind of eat. I eat throughout the day, but I need a certain amount and I need a certain variety to feel like that I'm getting, the things that I need. Not just I need it to get the calories that I need, but I also need it to get those things that I'm trying to get every day, like my greens, like my sprouts, like my seeds, things to put those in. So so I would say that you can eat whenever hungry on this lifestyle, but if you're not getting the results you want, if you're not, whether it's weight, whether you're not, weight's not where you want it to be, just play with those things a little bit. Cut out the stuff. If you're like always trying to lose some weight and you're the one that can't lose weight on this lifestyle, just like think about, okay, well, maybe I should cut some of that fat. Cut it down a little bit. You don't have to go fanatic and be no fat. Get rid of some of that processed food. I would actually encourage you to get rid of the processed food pretty much altogether, except on, like it's okay. There's okay to do things every once in a while. You have a meal with a friend, or you have a special meal with your spouse or family or whatever on the weekend. I'm not saying you got to be a fanatic and go, nope, I never eat that, never eat that. But you can have your boundaries. I have certain things plant-based that I'm probably not going to eat, but then I have other things that I'm like, But it all boils down to that. The cleaner you eat, the more you just eat for those nutritional needs. Like, instead of thinking like, okay, what does my tongue want for this meal, or what does my tongue want today? Just start laying out those things. That's how my day starts. I'm like, okay, here's my breakfast. Now, the rest of the day, I need to get in. What can I eat where I can get in greens? A green smoothie with kale, a big salad. I steam. What am I trying to say? I steam collard greens, and I just start kind of putting my day together like that, instead of being like, what do I feel like today? Less what do I feel like and more what do you need. And if you kind of start leaning more towards the what do I need and actually thinking about feeding yourself and giving yourself nutrition, there's no reason for you to ever be hungry, because this whole plant-based food is there's not a lot of calories in it. You need a lot of food, not get a lot of calories. So just think about that. Maybe think about, if you're, like I say, if you're struggling or whatever, you haven't gotten the results you want, clean up your diet a little bit. Just change it a little bit, tweak it a little bit here and there. But that should be the goal. If you can get to a place, and I got there probably within, I think it was almost immediate, because I didn't know what I was doing in the beginning and ate way too little. But if you get to that spot, if you really kind of start getting to where you can choose what you eat and not be a slave to certain foods and a slave to certain things that you're used to on your tongue, you can eat whenever you want to, and you never have to be hungry again. And that was the great thing for me, because I was a fat kid and I always went up and down with weight throughout the years, and I hated being hungry. I hated that feeling of being on a diet or trying to get healthier, and you've eaten something and you're sitting there looking at your clock like, ooh, I can't really eat again until 12. I don't like that. I like to just eat whenever I want to eat. But anyhow, just kind of a rambling message for a Sunday. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. Have a beautiful week, and we'll see you here real soon. Peace.